refugee sponsorship as it's happening in the city of Pembroke. So along with me are simply three of the many, many people. It's really quite exciting and really positive to see the number of people in Renfrew County, and Pembroke in particular, who are supportive of refugees and who are working together to bring in and create better lives for people. So although there are groups in Deep River, Eganville, Renfrew, Arn Prior, here in Pembroke, we have a group called Project Welcome, and that group, it's interesting for me, is primarily run by people who are in their 30s with full-time jobs, young families. It's really positive because that is the type of family that we are hoping to bring in, a family we're aiming for, a family of 5 or 6 people with young children. And what we're asking of you is simply to share our enthusiasm and share this information if people ask, if people want to know what's going on in Pembroke. I'll tell you, Project Welcome has been doing fundraising and is ready with its donations and pledges to date to bring in a family. They've got a detailed plan made, itemizing, who's on the list to provide transportation, because we don't have a bus service yet, who's on the list to donate furniture, who's on the list to help with English second language, as well as who's going to help register kids at school or register adults at the school board's class. All of those details have been planned. And the next thing that the committee is planning to do, hoping to do, is have a family identified who is going to come here. And we don't know yet who that family is. They will be people who have gone through the government screening process. They are going to be part of this group of Syrians who we've been promised to come. We don't know if we'll get a family from the initial group that gets here this month, or whether we'll be receiving a family later on in the next 2 months or 3. We're hoping sooner rather than later. And in case people are asking, apart from the desire to help people, help refugees, one of the things that people don't always realize is how much of a favor we're doing to ourselves. As we know, Renfrew County doesn't have a huge number of young people. We need population growth. Unfortunately, we can't bring in enough people to make a huge difference in population, but we will be bringing in people of working age, likely with skills, and certainly refugees are people who are resourceful, courageous, people who have managed to survive. They're not people who sit back and wait for things to happen to them. We can use those kinds of qualities here. But on a practical level, there is economic development that comes, and even in the initial year, they will be supported by the sponsorship committee, but the donations that have come in have been, I presume, money that has been sitting in people's savings accounts. Well, it'll get spent. So I think that the grocery stores are going to be happy to have a few extra people buying groceries. And maybe even the taxi drivers will be happy to have, in case we don't have a transportation person around. That kind of economic development happens immediately. And Syrians, Dr. El-Fattori points out, are known as a community with skills. Syria, before this tragedy happened, was one of the highly educated areas of the Middle East. So we're looking forward to having people who will bring their skills and their personal qualities here. And I've already noticed, and as our little group demonstrates, they're not even here yet, and the community is growing, or at least the positive relationships in the community are developing. The faith groups are working together. The churches and the mosque are working together. I've got to know people that I didn't know before. It's really quite exciting to see what's happening.